Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of Late Night Siege here on a Friday night. I am Raven, and joining me by my side, of course, it's definitely an AEST Devmarta. How are you tonight, man? Yeah, I think it is because that joke doesn't seem like it's going to die anytime soon. That's for sure. um, Look, you might see joining us is a beautiful human being. His name is Rain. Most people probably know him as Dgtl. He's from Elevate. So thanks for joining us, dude.
Yo, what's up, guys? What is up? Keen to get this underway.
Yeah, same, dude. I mean, it's great to have you along. I know that we've talked a lot before tonight, leading up in the last few hours or so, about the episode and getting to dive into Thatcher and Consulate. I know, really popular map, really popular operator, super powerful. See a lot in Pro League, see a lot banned in Pro League, so really exciting. But yeah, I think it'd be good to just chat about you, Dig. So yourself, you play in the Six Masters, you played in the Pro League, you play for Elevate. Maybe just kind of let us know, who are you and what do you do in Rainbow Six?
My real name's Rain Wright, and like known in game, my name's Dgtl. I'm a player for Elevate. Did in the Six Masters, which is currently host now. What's my role? My role in my team is I'm one of the IGLs. Shared upon me and Vast. Vast will do micromanagement, and I'll do macromanagement. And yeah, that's a little bit about me, I guess.
So you kind of roboted out a bit there, but I think we got the gist of it. So you said IGL, you're one of the in-game leaders for your team. So that means that you're calling the shots. Like when the team says, where are we going to attack from? You're the one saying, let's do this.
If I'm not lagging, yes, that's me. If I'm not lagging, that is most of the time what I'm doing.
Yeah, perfect, dude.
Nice. Maybe even trying to elaborate a little bit more on that. Why is it important to have an IGL in competitive Siege?
It's important to not dwindle during rounds. So you need to make sure that you got everyone establishes what you need to do and what the go is. If you're sitting around sort of not really making a decision on what to do, you can really lose a lot of time in a round, and that falls under time management. So having an IGL to sort of make that final decision and use the information he has gathered by his teammates, he can then use that information and make a decision upon that. So yeah, it's important to sort of move on and get it going with the round.
And that's something that's not just relevant for the pro teams out there, but even just, playing casual, playing ranked, because even at that level, at all levels of Rainbow Six, making sure that you work together as a team, super important, making sure you're all on the same page. So that's your job. And I'm sure that even if you're someone who just goes out there and plays ranked, like me, who has no life outside of ranked, I mean, I'm always having an IGL on my team or being the IGL, the leader for my team. So yeah, totally relevant at all skill levels.
Absolutely.
I thought it'd be cool to just kind of give us a background into you are a pro player, but you weren't always a pro player. So what actually got you into Siege? And what's your journey been like from you first getting your hands on the game to being one of a very I guess elite group of elite gamers, and getting to that top level.
How did I start? So I started playing Siege when I was on PlayStation, just casually with my mates. And as my mates sort of started getting to other games, I would follow them. We'd always play the same games, but I sort of like Siege, so I sometimes solo queued a lot, and then I just started really enjoying the game and enjoying its competitive aspect to it. And especially when I stopped football, I just used Siege to sort of gain that competitive fix. So I liked playing it, and then I met as some people know Tigers on PS4 and a few other of my other OG teammates, and we all decided to move onto PC, and start playing Siege there, where we knew it was a lot more competitive. So yeah, started out on a team called Infinity I8, which then moved to be AEST, and then which is Extricity. Electricity, we disbanded after we failed to make 6 masters and a few like of other reasons like commitments and stuff like that. And then after that, I was just sort of like around the scene. And as year 12 ended, I got offered to join Team Sinister. And then as that sort of fell through, because I got an offer from Oddity as well, I had to make a decision, and I ended up going with Oddity, which is now Elevate. So a short little recap of my little career.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a journey for somebody that's probably still considered one of the newer Pro League team players, I guess you'd say. I wonder if was there a turning point that really made you decide or realize that you wanted to pursue this a little bit more seriously?
Not really. I've maybe, yes, I've always sort of looked at it like Siege. I know that you need to give it some time, and you can't really just half-ass it. So you need to like really give it some time. So I think after year 12 and like even during like year 12, I was still like scrimming and stuff like that. But I guess the real sort of like difference was like how I need to like present myself and be a little bit more serious. So when like I started playing in Pro League last season, I guess, and sort of noticed the difference. Although I did play in like an under 18 team and like competing at events, there is still just that, you know, undeniable difference between, you know, competing at these events. Competing for these events and just like playing Pro League. It's like there is a difference, yeah.
But
just putting that little more time in.
Yeah. And it wasn't just like from 0 to 100 for you. You know, you played just the game for fun, casually on PS4. You decided you want to take it seriously. You met some strong mates that became teammates. And you guys were all, you know, fairly young players, under 18 on PS4, and then transitioned to PC. And then you guys essentially became regarded as like the best under 18 team in Australia, New Zealand. I think that's pretty safe to say that Extricity was known as the best under 18 team. So you guys, even before you'd kind of gotten that taste of Pro League, you'd really kind of learned how to get to that top level. You guys put a really strong fight to teams like even Fnatic. I know you guys played them in the Six Masters last year as that under 18 team. So, you know, it's definitely been a journey of steps to get to where you are now.
Yeah, it's definitely been sort of a grind, I guess.
Everyone's favorite word.
Yeah, I just I don't know, I just sort of eased into it. Like before you know it, I was just, you know, giving the game time. There was no real like turning point, I guess. Maybe the transition between PS4 and PC. But yeah, definitely on easing and yeah. Oops.
What are you doing?
Well, let's talk about Elevate for a little bit. Like this has really been your, I guess you could call it your big break, right? Like Extricity somewhat fell through, and here you are on Elevate, considered probably the top 2 team in the region. Tell us about how that transition was going, I guess, upping the seriousness a little bit, joining this team, and how that's felt going through this year.
I've definitely noticed, like as I said earlier, like I noticed a difference. Like, I just like, even though we like as Extricity, we like you said, like we're like competitive within the scene. Like I still noticed the difference between like what Elevate do compared to what AEST did. So I know that there was like it was like efficiency, like they did stuff more efficiently, which I think like separated us, because I always like sort of like as an AEST, I always, you know, look up to those, you know, top 4 Pro League teams in general, and what sort of separated us, I realize now, is just they do stuff more efficiently. And that was like you said, that was the difference. That's what I've sort of noticed. Yeah.
So is that to do with discipline that maybe is supplied by like support staff? I know Raven for a long time was the coach of the team for which you now play. So is it kind of that discipline or the attitude, the mindset going into it, you know, the way that you practice?
Yeah. More specifically, I guess, when I say efficiency, it's like literally in-game as well, like doing stuff more efficiently, like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, like that sort of like mindset. Seeing that, you know, instead of having, you know, a job individually as like roles, you can, like a role can do 2 jobs at once, you know what I mean? If you know what I mean. Like that's like a really vague way of putting it, but yeah. And it does sort of stem out to like support stuff as well. Sort of like splitting the load and like being efficient, stuff like that. Yeah. No, but you're right. It's like it's not just more specifically. Sorry, it's like in game, and then it's also support stuff. And yeah.
Maybe what you were talking about killing two birds with one stone in game. Maybe that's something you can show us later when we go over Consulate and Thatcher.
Sure.
If you've got any ideas for that. You mentioned your team briefly. So you guys, you play for Elevate, which is an American organization, but you have the 5 players on your team, and then you've got how many support staff? You've got subs.
We've got the 5 core players, and then 2 support staff. Which is the 7 person roster.
So we talked a little bit about kind of your role as an IGL, but maybe expand upon that a little bit, not just the IGL component, but what other parts of your role, people talk about fraggers and support players and flex players, what operators do you play? What's your job in the team?
Hard breach, so I play hard breach on attack most of the time, and then on defense a lot more like info ops or like denial ops, so like stuff like smoke, maestro, echo, and then like occasionally like a pulse or a Valkyrie, like an op that like gains intel, which sort of help like interconnects with my role. With that information I can sort of call stuff, and so those are the ops that I play usually.
And I know it happens all the time in ranks. People are just picking their operator, and someone's like, "Can we get a thermite? Can we get a hitbox? You're that guy."
Definitely, I am looked upon sort of, and I roll my eyes back, going, "Okay, fine." But because when we are playing ranks, I sort of like to fly a little bit, spread my wings, maybe hop on an Ash or a Zoth. But I definitely have had my fair share. I keep knocking my headphones. Sorry. I definitely have my fair share of hard breach and ranked.
Yeah, I bet. Look, do you guys want to jump into Consulate and start trying out some stuff, or is there more you want to touch on, Raven? Anything else?
No, I think we could probably just jump straight into the map. I'm sure we'll get to learn a little bit more about Dgtl as we go by, so we might as well just get into the map and start giving people some tips.
Cool. Well, you want to chuck us an invite then, mate? And I'll
yes.
Once that's sorted, I'll head over and chuck us on the in-game screen. So how we're going to do this, guys, is we're going to be talking about Consulate first. We're going to go over everything from basic call-outs and what are the different rooms are called, what are the different positions to play, and then we're going to get Dig to tell us his main tips about all the different objectives that you can play on the map. Then later on, we're going to talk all about Thatcher as well. So maybe first up, Dig, what made you choose Consulate? We gave you the choice of any map, and you chose Consulate. Why is that?
I just did a randomizer.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah. Well, obviously the maps that we didn't have.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't do. Sorry, club and I think it was the coast.
Theme park, I think.
Theme park. Sorry,
Theme park and club we did already. Yeah.
Excluding those maps, I just did a randomizer.
Wow, that's so profound, mate. Wonderful. Thanks for throwing up that conversation point.
Does that just show how comfortable you are in all of the maps, though?
Well, you have to be. You can't really have I guess. You can't. Like, I think everyone sort of has their own understanding of each map. I don't think it's important to have a good understanding of each map. So, yeah.
Yep.
Consulate came up, so Consulate it is.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think especially touching on Six Masters really quickly, the way the map veto system has changed in Six Masters, where it's 2 bands and then it's the pick from the remaining 5. It's really created an emphasis that teams like yourself are very knowledgeable about every map, basically.
Definitely important to have a basic understanding.
So do you want to pick an op, Dig? Yeah, any op. Yeah, Thatcher's fine, whatever you want. Thatcher.
Actually, I'll go Buck first. Oh, no, I'll do it.
It's alright, I got Sledge, so we can open stuff up. Have you got breaching charges as well?
I think I run Thatcher. I think I run Claymore, sorry.
That's all good, dude.
I went smoke, so I got a shotgun. You can need to open stuff.
Awesome.
Too easy. I don't think that's not much. I just thought maybe go back.
Insertion in 5 seconds.
So, let's pick an objective. Let's say we're loading into Consulate right now. What's your go-to objective? Where we want to go first?
We can go top down. We'll go. I think most favored bomb site is definitely downstairs.
Okay.
Personally, at least, because just like, especially if you have a roam game or a public hold, it's not easy for the attackers to attack it. Especially with like influential bands like Thatcher and Thermite, you're less prone to a rush, so you can afford to sort of roam and spread out a little bit more.
All right. You want to start there then?
Sure. Okay. Let's go. Wait,
do you know
to
what?
bottom, you say?
You can get off your drone if you want. Like.
True. I'm just like so used to like staying on my drone.
Support player right there.
So we'll go top down.
You want to go top first? All right.
Yeah, we'll go top down. Okay, so the top objective, CEO and meeting. There's like two ways you can attack it. You can go from CEO side, or you can go from admin side.
All right. We want to go in. Why don't you first let's get inside, and you can tell me kind of which.
Sure, yeah. Let's actually get inside the building. That's a good point.
You can tell me kind of a bit about the rooms and kind of maybe some basic callouts, and we'll move up from there. So this is the B bomb site here.
Yeah, this is console. Try and always, don't say B bomb. Always try and sort of say with like the actual room console because it avoids confusion. It avoids confusion. Sorry.
Right.
So yeah, if you're like more of a casual player, definitely, and you're like calling out to other players, in whether it be casual or ranked, or if you're scrimming at least, yeah, definitely call console instead of B bomb or A bomb.
Now, I'm definitely a perpetrator of that rule because I always call these windows B windows. Even if like we're on a different objective, I always call these B windows, and that always confuses my teammates.
Because everyone should like have a basic understanding of what the rooms are, but not. They shouldn't have to differentiate A and B bomb. They should like just do it. Yeah. So when you play console, it's important to have rotations like you guys have now.
Okay.
It's important to like be able to defend both sides and not limit your pathways and line of sights.
So this room we're in right now, this is connector.
Yep. So it's important to have these two rotations if you're in connector.
Okay.
And then moving on to meeting, which is the bomb A of the top floor site. It's good to have a rotation here as well in meeting, like a line of sight across. Normally
this line of sight you would do is from meeting or like into meeting, maybe from back here?
It can totally be both ways, but not more often than not, like it's from here, which is called a front desk.
Okay.
Our team, more commonly it's called front desk, but our team calls it short.
Okay.
And from short you can see meeting door, and it's a nice little anchor spot.
Right. All
so
right.
you can hold the meeting door, hold the run in.
So
and normally you have this wall reoed
right.
safe from the window.
So can we quickly just go over some more room names? So this right here, this is do you call this private or do you call it bathroom?
Yeah, we call this private.
All
so
right.
since there's like two bathrooms, or is it? Yeah, there's two bathrooms on this map. To separate them, we have private upstairs, and then public's the one on the middle floor.
Nice. And then over here, where Raven's made us rotate, this is exit stairs, but most people just call it yellow stairs, right?
Yeah, top yellow. Yeah, these are the top yellow stairs.
So do you call this mid yellow? Do you have different callouts for different levels?
Well, so we're like, if we're pushing yellow, more specifically, and we're trying to like work out where to nade him, we'll like call this is called high. And then this like a lot lower is called magnet, because magnet likes to play a little bit more lower.
Okay.
And then if it's low, then he's like around at the window, and that should be an easy kill for us because we know where he is and he's like really exposed.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Back to it then.
Yeah. Continue with top floor, line of sight. We can move on. This is called long desk.
Yep.
So this is called long, and this is why we call this short. So short and long.
Right.
And to a good way as well, like this is something that everyone can take in, is like differentiating long. So you can have like skinny and you can have fat.
Oh,
because
this is the fat side of long desk, and this is the skinny side. That's really good.
It's important to know like which side of long they're on.
Nice.
This is called top spiral.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually we'll continue with top floor here. This is like, we call this top spiral soda, which is this area over here. Call this copy. And then inside there we call this break. So copy and break.
Nice, yep. And that's the same as the in-game callout.
Yeah, and then you got admin. So it's always better to like shorten your calls, not call this administration office, you just call it admin.
Yeah, perfect.
That's top floor.
Oh, and what about this one? This one I've heard quite a few different calls for. I've heard people call this like TV. What do you guys call this? Front office?
Yeah, we call this TV.
Okay.
Yeah, we call this TV. TV's a lot better because it's shorter.
Is there usually a TV here that you've destroyed, Raven, or something? Oh, that's
I might have shot it.
Yeah. Alright, so it's that
ready.
TV. Yeah, nice. Okay,
There's
cool.
that too.
And then lastly, we've got these stairs, which it says service stairs, but what do you usually call these?
Call these white stairs. So it's good to have color code your stairs. It's just like easy to like remember. And yeah, so we call this white. And although there's a lot of yellow here, yellow stairs is like predominantly the other one. So yeah, there's like we call this white, and then the bottom one's red.
Alright, cool. Well, now we just got on really thoroughly there, which is awesome, but we are running out of time. So why don't you go over, like, maybe your 3 top tips for this this bomb site here on the top floor?
3 top tips is like for this bomb site, it's when the attackers attack it, they have to spread their resources thin. So to like what would be really good is like you always like play below with like C4 to deny plant, or like play below on console as well. So it's good to know that the whole floor of this like site is destructible. So denying with C4 is really good. Actually, the only place that isn't C4able is still here.
Oh, really? So where does that lead to? Is that the bathroom?
This is the corner of public. This is like the right above like the public.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right above the toilets.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Should we move on to middle floor? The middle.
Well, we've got 10 minutes per bomb site. We're gonna do 1 full 10-minute round per bomb site. So if you want, let's keep doing the console office. Do you have any more tips on this bomb site?
Yeah, more tips.
Let's say we're attacking, right? Where would you want me to attack from? I know it can be quite hard to get in the building. So what would you recommend if I'm just trying to like maybe I don't have a lot of teammates with me. I just want to try and attack this bomb site.
Yeah. So if you're like attacking this bomb site, like a lot of people like to sort of flank and pressure, like bottom yellow, or you can pressure from like bottom spiral and come up, or like bottom like white stairs. So if you're like by yourself and you're like have limited comms, you can always definitely pick like an info op or like a roaming op and always suss a flank. You can run at yellow stairs with info, but just always be wary of like claymores, air jabs, and drones as well if they've got drones and flanks. That'd be my second tip. My last tip, to sort of defend this bomb site, would be like have info on like both sites, because it can catch you off guard, because the line that you don't really want to like keep a line, because they're like having a line of sights like both ways. Like on these windows, they can easily challenge you back to like a lot of line of sights. So it's very easy if you're just like casually playing to like fall off these line of sights. So having like info both bomb sites is like good to know what they're doing and where they're planning and if they're in or not.
Cool. Raven, you still awake?
Yeah.
You wanna? What do you got for us? Anything you want to bring up? I know you've been like sitting there doing a million rotation holes.
Well, I guess I could just talk about these rotation holes. And again, like the main reason for rotation holes is you want to make sure that you're never stuck in certain positions on site. So for example, Dgtl was talking a lot about playing on yellow stairs, which is very strong as smoke or mute, for example, with a shotgun. But you can really get cut off from this top skylight at yellow. So that's what this rotate serves the purpose of. You can jump or come back through private bathroom. Allows you to safely get past that skylight without getting shot. Of course, there's other angles you don't have to worry about, but it still gives you a bit more space. It's the same with the ones in console, for example, that Dgtl was also talking about earlier. Are you Sledge, by the way, Dev?
Yeah. Sorry.
Alright.
I was just demonstrating the angle from the roof.
So you don't have to have both of these. It could be either or. But the idea is that if you're trying to get back to defend a plant in console, you want to have another rotate, because it's really easy to cut off the double door, again, from multiple angles. So it could be the window, it could be from yellow, even from spiral. So having those rotates through from connector just give you those extra line of sights and an extra chance to get back in if you're trying to retake it. Those kinds of things.
You also need to make sure you reinforce this middle one, otherwise they can sit on those windows and just keep
exactly. And then the meeting one serves the same purpose as well as an extra line of sight, but same thing, you want to be able to give yourself an extra entrance to be able to retake if that becomes a thing.
Thank you for the tips.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, perfect. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we could spend like an hour per bomb site. Honestly, it's crazy.
Totally.
But let's go on to what would you say is your next best pick? You mentioned bottom floor, or do you want to go to middle next, Dig?
I don't know if because next best we'll just go top down.
Okay.
Because like it being the best bomb site can like vary what team. Definitely on a more like casual basis, probably it'll go top's the best, and then you have probably bottom floor, and then your middle bomb sites like middle and split.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Require a lot more coordination. So if you're sort of solo queuing or you're double trio queuing, whatever, the more favored bomb sites are definitely top and bottom. But we'll go bottom. We'll go middle, which is the lobby and piano.
All right.
We'll go top down.
I'll just come over to the lobby door, and maybe you can start by giving us a quick lowdown on all the callouts that are kind of important.
So easy.
And then yeah. So what's
I guess
this?
what
do you call this?
This is open to a lot of things. Could be lobby. Could be circle desk. My team calls it cheese because it's like a cheese.
Why is it like a cheese? Sorry.
It's like shaped like a cheese, sort of. I
What?
guess. I don't,
Like a wheel of cheese. Like a wheel of cheese.
Yeah, like a wheel of chease. Yeah.
You can call it anything, but you chose cheese. Okay.
That's at least what I think. I think that's why.
Well,
that's why we call it.
I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the origin of that as well. I can't remember if it's because of the shape or because like you can shoot like holes in certain parts of it. Maybe.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah, it's like got holes like a cheese. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'll let you continue.
It's like this little room here because people can like hide here. We call this useless or pointless.
All right.
It's not useless. It's not pointless because you can C4. But that's just like that's what we call like the little rooms.
All right. Okay. Cool.
And it's important to know like the callouts don't have to like stay inside. Like we call this spawn like gate. And we call each half wall. So like the one towards the east side is called Visa half wall. This is like piano half wall.
Oh, nice.
Moving on, you got like anti-chamber. So you just call this like anti or chamber. And then you've got, this is the second bathroom. And it's the bigger one. So you call this one the public bathroom. And if you can get more specific and call these like stalls or like sinks or urinals. Or like on the hatch. And then you got piano. I do know like some people call this press. And they like to call piano like a more specific call, but we just call this piano.
Okay.
And then we have like this area here we call this like stage or podium because you can't get seat forward.
Nice.
It's like a little step up. Moving on, this is what we call this Yoda because there's already a soda call out, and it's on yellow stairs, so Yoda, yellow soda.
Yellow soda. Yeah.
Nice. This is also like called many things like split, zigzag, Z. And then you got here this is called like benches.
Yep. So what do you call this one?
To be honest, we call it multiple things, but we all know what we mean.
Yeah. Okay,
because predominantly we call this like split.
All right.
Little Z, yeah. This is called statue. So like a lot of people get confused because a lot of people call these like this whole thing spiral. But it's better to like always get like more specific with calls so you your teammates like know exactly where they are.
Yeah.
So this area here is called top spiral, and then you call like on the stairs like maybe this is called bottom spiral.
Okay.
And then this is statue. And then these stairs here, instead of calling these bottom spiral, you call these dungeon stairs. Right. So like top dungeon or bottom dungeon or just dungeon in general.
All right.
Yeah. So this is statue. We already went over cheese. This is called we call this T-box or box. The reason why that is because it's like a box room and tellers is right next to it. So T-box.
T-box, nice, yeah.
This is called tellers. This is called Visa. You get like the Visa soda, Visa double, stuff like that.
So if you call yellow soda Yoda, you call this Voda?
Not typically. Not when we plays here, so haven't had to do that.
Fair enough.
Normally, if someone's like here, you'll have a lot more time to call it out. It won't be as rushed, so you'll have the time to say, buy the soda machine in Visa. You just say that.
All right, cool.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Yeah, we have red stairs.
Nice. And what do you call this bit here? Like the east soda?
This bit?
Do you have a call for this?
Not really. Don't really have a call of this. Maybe that's something that our team can do. Team can.
I'll let you take the notes there.
On the to-do list, yeah. Maybe we can.
Let's Nix and Watertable know about that one.
Normally, this is like a high trap. Like people are normally moving from here. They're not really staying still.
Yeah. I know. I just get wrecked in ranked when there's a guy who sits in this corner for the entire round and just holds this angle, and I always get caught off by him. All right, so let's go back to the lobby site because I know a lot of people maybe don't really know how to hold this because you can't really play inside of the B-bomb site here in Cheese, if you will. So, how are you holding this one?
Cheese is like you never want to sit in cheese because there's a hatch above you and the whole thing is destructible. At least the majority of it. This is the balcony here, so you can't really destroy that. Sorry. So the way you want to defend this is like having top floor control and like having holes to deny below. And it's not easy to hold meeting. So more often than not, the attackers will be like successful in like removing the guy from meeting and then like having the ability to plant circle desk or like at the front level.
So that's the default plant spot here.
Yeah. So it's like the default plant spot.
Because you're safe. So if you're attacking, this is where you want to be planting. Don't plant in the middle of the door just here because you're kind of more exposed to this hallway here in chamber. You guys call this chamber?
Yeah, chamber.
Yeah, cool.
Chamber or anti. Yeah. Most of the time you want to be planting here. Because you're like limited to where the defenders can see. They can't really shoot you from anti and they can't really shoot you from statue unless they have to like move in.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, and like the way you defend it is like you can C4 from useless hatch. You can like run and throw a C4 and it'll land like here.
Yeah.
And it'll kill them. It'll stop them using the bomb. You can like throw smokes or C4s from anti. You do need a shield though because they have a line of sight from outside double. And this is like a really typical angle to hold for the guy planting. He'll like defend. He'll like watch this so he can plant safely in that corner.
Yeah.
But if you have a shield, he can't really stop you from C4ing or smoking unless you shoot the midair.
All right.
So yeah, that's how you defend lobby more specifically. But there also is another bomb site. Can't forget, which is piano. Recently, which has been like being pushed a lot more. But yeah, like the way you defend this would be like from public or from below or above again because all of it is destructible. But what makes like pushing piano like really good for attackers or like the positive sides of it is because like it's easier. Like when you push lobby, it's hard to account for like red stairs, like the flanks for the guy V. Like there's too many like rolls and like stuff that you need to watch. So yeah, like. Pushing piano is just like once you can take top from like just being on the windows CEO and like just opening up the garage and like a few other bits and you can safely plant in piano.
Alright.
Yeah, like the default plant spot would be like here or on podium because you can't get C4 from below.
Nice.
And this little spot here.
Nice. Any rotate holes or anything you want to show me, or maybe like any angles?
Yeah. So you can most of the time you'll have a public rotate here, and you can have one in like leading to split, but you got to remember that's again it's a two-way angle. They can hold that from bench windows. So yeah, just typically more just this public rotate.
All right. Anything else, Raven? I know you've been sitting around twiddling your thumbs.
That's fine. No, I mean like this bomb site's probably a little more. I would call it more straightforward because there's not much to it. Like you have to hold top floor for either side, and then there's usually somebody playing public. Maybe you might have two people around public and chamber. But like Dgtl said, the top floor usually plays like a really critical role in defending both parts of it.
Why don't you show me some useful things you can do with top floor control as a defender?
Yes, I pre-made some holes in meeting, so you can deny plant in lobby, which are pretty common. So these ones at the front are really important because it allows you to see the front door. So if you want to actually sledge that, you'll be able to open it a lot more, be a lot easier to see. Yeah.
And I've seen people.
Then you can see the front door.
Here.
Yeah, from here as well, you're a little bit more covered.
Yep, that's also good. Either way, like you want to try and get a deep angle to the front door so you can deny the run in. And then you also want to be mindful of how you can deny the default plant, which is in that corner where the blue vase is.
Yeah.
Which has now been destroyed, but
I think it's alright.
yeah. And then the other one to be mindful of is this one over here, which is where people plant next to the desk.
Right.
Also quite common.
We call that goose. I forgot to mention that actually. Goose.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because yeah, this is good. If you're like, if you've got like a.
I'd be curious to hear the rationale behind goose call.
Yeah, I don't. Wait, that's because goose is like a. I think it's called. It's like a CS call.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
You should call it. I've got a new call out for you. It should be called year-to-date international sales.
15 seconds.
Because that's what it says.
Oh, jeez.
Definitely a lengthy one, so
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah, probably not a great call.
5 seconds remaining.
No, but yeah, planning is good because you got. If you have control of like statue, like predominantly,
Time
yeah, it's not bad to like plant there. But it's the struggle in that is like getting there in the first place.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like Smoke's a great operator, Raven, to pick on that objective, maybe so you can make the rotation holes yourself, make the holes in the floor, and then you can play upstairs, maybe put some reinforcements on that wall in meeting so you can kind of safely sit on there, and if they try and push you from the balcony, you can throw smokes out. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Definitely. In general, like smoke is just one of the better operators that you could bring in a defense lineup.
We need to locate a
And
bomb.
particularly on almost all 3 sites that people play on Consulate, smoke
10
is
seconds
really,
before
really helpful. So yeah, like you said, being able to hold meeting with smoke
5
is
seconds before
a bit
insertion.
easier because if you want to use his smoke grenades to deny that entry for a while,
Bomb
you
must
can,
be
and then
located
just playing
and
close range at the doorways or at a window with that shotgun is a pretty comfortable way to play that.
Yeah, I know. Smoke is one of my mains. I always love playing Smoke. Smoke and Mute both, because, you know, Mute's got the C4, and I just love them. So, we're going downstairs now, or we're going split now? Bitch.
We'll go split.
I chose downstairs.
Oh, let's just
I'll
go
get
downstairs.
it. That's fine.
Yeah. We can maybe go to split later if we feel like it. So, where do you want me to enter through to show me? Did you want to go through the garage wall?
Yeah, we'll go through garage. Garage is definitely the site you should be pushing. A lot more easier to attack. As like an attacker, it's important to open this breach first off.
So you open the middle one or both of them?
So if you have Habanas, if you have Habana has three pallets. Normally you'll have like 2 on the left side if you're in garage.
So you can crouch through.
So you can crouch through safely. Reason for that is like you're protected by the black car and the white van. So it's a lot more favored than like putting in the middle where you're more exposed to other avenues, like other LOSs. And then it's like with your third set of pallets, you can put it like head height on the left side. It gives you a line of sight into tunnel, which is another call out we can go over later.
Yeah.
Bottom, yeah, and you can like see tunnel from here and also calf door.
But the ideally you want to bring a thermite and try to thermite this big one and then this big one.
Yeah, so thermites obviously opens a lot more of a bigger breach. So yeah, getting getting the middle and the right side is definitely more favoured.
All right.
Yeah, moving more in depth.
Yeah, do you want to do call-outs?
Yeah, let's get call-outs. So like this whole thing's called garage, but more specifically, because this bomb site has a lot of plant spots, it's nice to have like specific calls. So like this area here, it's called drone hole. We just call it the drone hole.
Yeah.
And then you have black car. So if they're planning black car, they're normally planning behind here. We call this zebra because it's in
black and
between.
white?
Yep. Here we just call this. You can just call this like by bomb. If they're planning by bomb, we know they're planning in this little divot here.
Yeah, cool.
We call this white. This is called like white van. So
This back
the
of
call outs
white
are
or
like,
something?
yeah. It's like dependent on like if you're defending or attacking. So if you're like defending and you call white van, it's probably the front.
Yeah, okay.
And if you're attacking and then you call white van, there's probably a play out here.
Okay.
We already have a call out for like the sides of white. Like we call this wheels.
Alright. Fair enough.
Yeah. So I guess you are in now like going through this. We don't have like we just call this white van, which can be like bad because we don't. But I think most of the time we know like what we mean.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah. And then we call this pillar.
Yep.
So the plane here, it's like
That's
by
a
the
really
pillar.
common spot for defenders to kind of
Located
try
a
to
bomb.
contest.
call this pipes. There's white pipes here. And we call this like sandwich because this is like people can play here, like maybe a smoke or a shotgun op, because they're safe from the breach because of this concrete wall, and they also are safe from the door.
Yeah.
Only place they're not safe from is like above. You can get angles from above, so you got to be careful of that if you want to play sandwich. Moving more to the back of the bomb site, we call this cafeteria, and we call this security.
Not kitchen. I've heard a lot of people call this from kitchen.
Yeah, this can be called kitchen as well, actually.
Yeah.
But we just call this caf.
Yeah. It's faster.
But yeah, kitchen's definitely not a strange call it. Yeah, it's common.
Security or what
security,
do you call this?
room. Yeah, security. And this is like we call this tunnel.
Right.
Some people call it like bins.
I've called it red before on my old team. I mean, it was a long time ago. We used to call it red because there's kind of like that red glow from the exit sign.
Yeah, some people call like it blue as well because like on this side, but we like to call there's like another hallway that's better to call blue. Yeah, we just call this tunnel. And then this back area here we call this lockers. Call this supply or storage. E room, which is like stands for electrical room. And then we call this like you got like archives. You got like grading. Server grading. Probably don't like. I think grading's more here.
Yeah. Okay.
But if I were to say grading, my team would know, or like it's just like something we. Yeah, and then like you can go also underneath. If it's like in this corner, you just say underneath the visa hatch.
Yeah.
Or underneath the. This is called like blue.
Yeah.
This tunnel here. Again, very uncommon for someone to be here because it's irrelevant if you're pushing in garage.
Yeah.
If you're pushing split, however, it can be relevant, but again, you should be more focusing on like storage side and supplies.
Yeah. Alright, so what are the big things to keep in mind for garage? You told us a little bit about the attacking side with the thermite and the Hibana. You know, what do you do if you're a defender? Like, do you want to try and prevent them from putting that utility on the wall, or do you just let them have it and try and do other stuff?
Yeah, so the way it normally you'd bring like a bandit or a Kate or a mute and place those on the wall to like stop them from getting that, but that can be all denied by a Thatcher. So some people like to K trick or bandit trick, which forces them to like push Yoda. But you can have a defender like holding this for the bandit, and you can like work together, which then forces the attackers to go upstairs and then use verticality. So
that's a pretty important part of this map, is this bomb site specifically is the verticality. Is that something you want to go over now, or
yeah, definitely. Else? So a huge portion of attacking this is taking above, because once you've like taken above, it's like really strong against the defenders. You can like breach above them and like remove them from like really important positions and like power positions.
So this is like the side of White Man around this area here?
Yep. So predominantly it's like you'll do most of your soft breaching when pushing garage in piano and an antechamber.
Yeah.
So if you're a buck or a sledge, you really want to be mainly, destroying these floors around here. And these will get like, that's pipes. That's a power position. A pillar can be a power position.
Yeah.
And same with white van, because those are the three positions that are like blindsided by the breach. So the breach can't see those positions.
Yeah.
So by opening the breach and then also getting like these three holes, you gain most of the control of garage.
Awesome. Cool.
Pushing this as well. It's like, I think I'm laggy.
No, I can hear you. You're right.
I'm always wary. It's really good to like. It's always good to like just clear the whole map on this.
And you've got sorry, you were saying. I'll let you continue.
I was like, you get more in depth like in short clear with like Nomad, but most of the time you should just make ranked or something.
Yeah.
Best to like clear the whole map.
So you can also open this hatch and like kill some people. If you got the Hibana for it or the thermite, maybe even a Maverick, but then if you want to open the hatch with that.
Yeah. More like, so I keep, there's like two, like in like Pro League, it's like best to probably not bring double hard breach, because you can like open up your op pool and bring other ops.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've got if you've got someone that likes playing a Barna and you've already got a thermite player, you can definitely bring 2 ops. It just doesn't really favour you upstairs, but we won't talk about that.
So, like, if I'm a defender right now and I'm sitting on the bomb site and I'm trying to play pipes or whatever, and they're opening above, what do I do? Like, because I can't, if I try and run away here, I might die in the breach. Do I have to try and contest? Like, what do you think?
Your best option, if you know they're at the breach and they're like holding you, your best option is to like challenge back at the holes, because I'd favour myself in this gunfight much more than the outside breach gunfight.
Oh yeah.
If you can get to sandwich, try that and force them to make more holes. But your best option is to like, if they've got the breach open, you probably want to just like fall back. You don't want to really risk it, unless you know like their soft breach is dead or something. Yeah, but definitely favour sort of coming back into sight, maybe hopping on camps or something, helping your team out.
Yeah. Okay. And what are the other things that you can do from a defense to try and make sure they can't get that plant down? Because I know it's really hard to shoot someone if they're planting black car or white van.
It's really, really good, and it's really nice to have like Echo or like Maestro on this map, on this site. Sorry. Find out where they're planning, and then also have like a smoke player play tunnel.
Raven just showed me a smoke throw. Where did that land?
It landed on the roof.
What? Oh, that's unfortunate. So you've made these holes up here with your shotgun.
Yeah, the one that's easy to get is just down this side.
Yeah.
And it's basically just, it gets you straight to the front of white.
Yeah.
That's the best way to deny that plant at the front there.
But you can, in theory, sit all the way back here and like throw that over. That's a really good smoke.
Just have to practice it, but yeah, it's definitely a good way to be able to smoke the front without exposing yourself at a really long angle.
Yeah, if like push, just do like piano, like soft breach above piano, but also like anti-chamber. Yeah, just like whatever you can do to like spread the attackers like resources thin and like get them to do more stuff, drains the round out and makes them have to have like more time management. So yeah.
Oh great. So do you want to do split now?
Sure.
I feel like no one ever picks this, especially in ranks, because you only have to go to 3 bomb sites even if you win all of the defenses. But hey, here's a pocket strat. Maybe someone can get a cheeky round out of it.
If you boys want to get in a dry run and get a split, defense up and running, I'm sure your ranked opponents will definitely hate you for it.
Awesome, dude. Well, yeah, here's for the nerdier of you guys out there.
Yeah, if they want to put it, the nerdy audience. Okay, we'll get this. The important thing to know about this bomb site again is like that the floors are soft, so they can be. You can deny plant from above, from below. Sorry, but then again, you can also like soft breach above the people playing bottom floor. So like,
I think we've done all the call-outs. We don't need to do call-outs. So
call-outs is.
We know all the call-outs now. We said that earlier. So yeah, what are the? So I guess let's just show where the bomb sites are actually. So not everyone might know that. So there's one in Tellers, and then if you go downstairs, go downstairs.
One in Tellers or one in Archives?
Yeah, let's just go to the hatch.
Bomb has been located.
And so you can plant anywhere in this giant Archives room.
Yeah. Typically, you want to like what will happen most of the time, at least in comp play. Rank 2 knows. You can like the defenders play from bottom. And they deny the plan from, with the use of like C4s.
Okay.
And C4 the opponents like shotgun them with preset holes. Like
so it's really important to know like where in downstairs correlates to which part of this bomb site upstairs.
Yeah, which is why like you definitely want like a pulse, because someone like Pulse you can't completely remove the use of his skinner unless you like Thatcher him.
Yeah.
But like he's always got that. He's always got that in his pocket. Just be careful of an OP shot.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, if you bring someone like Valk or Evil Eyes or Maestro or like Echo, that utility and that like info can be like denied, so they can like just destroy the Echo drones or destroy the Echo drones. So you want to like bring Pulse.
Okay. So Pulse, maybe like. I know you mentioned Valkyrie, IQ, that can be countered by IQ, same with Echo, like Maestro maybe?
Well, see, having said, even though they can get destroyed, having those ops is still good. Like especially Valkyrie because she's got her C4, so Pulse can tell her where to use her C4. And if the opponents aren't like tidy and like aren't using their IQ scanners, those Valkyries will be useful anyway. So yeah, it's definitely not bad to bring a Valkyrie because she's got a C4. So like on this side, having a lot of C4s up is like good.
Cool. Yeah. So you probably wouldn't play anyone like Intellers.
You can have a rotate. I think you've made one here. Having a rotate here is good.
Yeah.
Because you can have a Tellers player play here early, shoot a couple drones, and then rotate back. Sort of waste the attacker's time. You can also start with a little roam in admin, and fall back, or choose to waste time and maybe get a pick and die. But yeah, like mainly you want to like waste time. Come back to site, hold flanks for your info gatherers, so they can safely deny and they don't just get rushed from like dungeon or tunnel. And then like deny plant. So yeah, like predominantly wasting time is like I think better on the side.
Yeah, and maybe if the attackers are kind of not really sure what to do because they're not used to attacking this bomb site, they'll just try and get in and plant straight away. So as long as you can start denying those plants, it's really the key.
Yeah, if you boys and girls like choose this site in ranked, definitely expect a cheeky little Ash rush or someone that just wants to drop a hatch to just rush because most of the time they'll be like,
I'm too confused. I just want to shoot people.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Any other tips, maybe Raven? You got anything to add to that?
On top of playing vertically, I mean, you can try and get an early read, but if you see that like a lot of them spawn on that west side, for example, you could try and drop down a little bit and put some pressure in garage.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of teams, because obviously to get map control, sometimes it can be tricky, especially on a Consulate with like, say top floor, if you're contesting at windows, you might spend a lot of time out of the map. But for this, you might decide to get easy map control, you'll just come straight through garage.
So maybe reinforce it even.
You could spend some reinforcements here. Just depends on like what your overall strat is. Yeah, you could.
On the side, you normally have like a couple of spare Rios.
Yeah.
Only real Rios you sort of uses on like storage, maybe blue and a couple of hatches, but yeah you definitely have spare Rios.
Okay.
You can use on the garage wall.
So you're saying, Raven, maybe like at the start of the round play here as a defender, or like at the end, like maybe when you're delaying time?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, a good thing is you never want the team to either get easy map control or quick map control. So even if you just have one person standing here shooting drones, like if there's drones coming through the drone hole, or just free-firing the wall if you haven't got it reinforced, or just being here in general, that'll at least slow them down and stop them from taking it straight away, or they might even just look at that and be like, oh nah, let's not take this now, let's push somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to stay here the whole round. Like, once you realize that they're not pushing it, then you can rotate away. But like Dgtl said, like, a lot of this is a time delay style defense. We want to delay as much time as possible, and especially if all they've got left is maybe 10 seconds and they're trying to plant tellers. As you've seen, like, there's not really a good place to plant in here. If you've got not much time, then it's a really high likelihood that you will just be able to deny. That's it.
And if you get those cheeky attackers who are going to try and plant like on this indestructible desk, like is a C4 down there going to kill that person? I actually don't know. Oh yeah, even better from this
I think it does on the desk, right, Ditch? Do you know?
With the update, it definitely has the possibility, with the C4s being the range of them being like, a little bit increased. But normally when you play the site, you have like line of sights to watch them plant up like this.
And you can like maybe even throw a C4 through the hole if they're in a spot where they're safe.
Well, you don't need to because you can see them. I'll go below.
Oh, okay. You're actually just gonna shoot me, are you?
Yeah. I can just like. So if you're planning on the desk, I can like see you from these holes. There's definitely no way you can plant this.
Okay. So I've seen people actually destroy this desk in the corner with like an impact grenade. I don't know if you can do it with a hammer. No. Can you still do that? Is that still relevant, or am I washed?
Potentially. I think you can still, regardless.
There you go. And
can you jump on the? Is it possible? To
oh yeah. It doesn't matter. You can still jump up here anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe not
that's just like normally you just have these like holes.
Gives you an extra spot to hide, I guess, if you're on site. Like, I don't know.
What you do, I'm calling the strat right now. You play a cav, you sit like this in this corner.
Oh, no.
And the rest of your team just does the strat. The cav sits here, goes AFK, gets some KFC or whatever. And then at the end of the round, when they're planning right there, you turn around and easy.
You could do that as like Cav and then like let him plant and then like silently defuse.
Anything else on this bomb site? Because I know we have so much less to talk about here.
Not really. I guess yeah.
All right, we've got
It's
another
not really
2 minutes.
played, so yeah.
Any cool tricks or angles or I don't know spawn picks that I'm gonna hate you for that you can show us on Consulate? Any cool angles or anything?
One of my favorites is like this like double door one here. So if you rip this door down, the defenders, if you stay there, Dev, I'll go outside. What a lot of the time the attackers do, you have to be wary of the complete right side though, is that the attackers will come through here and you can see my head as I come across.
Yeah. Kind of hard to tell because the outline.
Oh yeah. Well, normally you can see my. I think it's covered by my name, right?
You see you see like a tiny bit of the top of their head, so you can just like
wait, you can see them.
And then you get them warning
you can see
that
them
little tap.
running across. You just like pre-fire if you when you see them coming across.
Die to that.
Little cheeky one there, I guess.
I've got one cheeky angle that I saw in Pro League a bit. A few seasons ago, and then it just became super mainstream, and like all the Pro League teams are doing it. This like open up some of the floor in TV here, and you can see the very bottom of the Visa stairs for that rotation cutting off.
Yeah, this is a good angle. This is like especially for when you're pushing split. In fact, like having this like bucked above, you can like hold them coming up red and try to do like an early flank or something. Yeah,
nice.
definitely good.
Any good drone spots or anything that you're allowed to show us? I know some of our guests have been a bit stingy, not telling us their drone spots.
Oh, I guess like really general ones, like just like soda machine one. A lot, like everyone does this one.
Yeah,
this one in ranked can be like really good. Just like watches your long desk.
Yeah.
When pushing, when you like push this, you need like you need your meeting flank and like long flank watched. So like having a meeting drone and like a long desk drone. Having someone like flick those 2 drones to watch those flanks is good. What's another angle? Oh, getting the default cam. You can get it from above.
Where's this? Oh, where'd you go? Oh yeah, the Visa default cam.
You just like little. It's a little niche, little like it's a bit cute. But, yeah, just like shoot the cam from above.
I swear.
Just, like, and do that.
Raven, were you there the other day when I was playing with Silex from Wildcard, and he told me you can shoot the default cam here in front desk from outside piano windows through the floor. He told me this. I don't know if that's possible, dude.
Seconds remaining.
It is nuts.
Yeah, I think there is a pixel. There is a tight angle you can get from that like eastern window in piano. I'm pretty sure.
I swear.
5
this
seconds.
Piqued my interest. Oh, you probably could actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I bet you that works.
I don't mind that actually because that's how you can't. As an attacker, you barely get the. If you're pushing CO side, you'll barely get the chance to shoot that.
My bullet's got close.
Yeah. Usually what you see is like a player tries to risk it at long desk, right? Like they'll try and sneak down, get the angle real quick, and then run back.
It's like from soda side, you can't shoot it unless you're prone, like in long desk, which is like a very dangerous position to be like sitting in. So yeah, not a bad angle.
Oh, sick. So I mean, we've pretty much done the map, like been through all the sites. Do you want to move on and talk about Thatcher?
Sure. I would love to be Thatcher. I'm back.
No, it's all right. Let's just back out. Let's back out because we're going to start by going through the loadouts in the operator screen anyway.
Sure.
Yep.
So since the stream's going to be seeing my perspective, I'm just going to go over the operator menu and you can kind of do the same and talk me through it.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Get Thatcher up.
Firstly, got to make sure I got all the good skins on. Actually, I want to get some new skins for Thatcher because I used to run the Blood Orchid skin, but I don't think that's allowed in the Pro League, so I have to. I try to stick to Pro League skins, even though not like the Pro League allowed skins, even though I don't play Pro League. Just a little nod of respect to my opponents in ranked.
Nod of respect.
So yeah. Oh well. Anyway, let's go over the loadout. What's the first things we need to know about Thatcher?
The loadout. Okay, so obviously most of this is like preference. You definitely probably don't want to be running the shotgun.
Okay.
Most of the time you'll be like running the LA a lot, but definitely some people rate the fire having the extra fire rate on Thatcher. So the AR-33 can be used sometimes. It's also got an angled grip, so if you really like angled grips on guns and aiming in fast, you can use the AR-33. most of the time, L8, and then on the L8, I typically just use flash.
Okay. So ACOG, you're an ACOG kind of guy.
Again, if you're a 4-3, like you can play 4-3, 16-9, 16-10. If you're playing like 16-9 or those like smaller.
Okay, go over what you're talking about. 16-9-4-3 for the people out there that maybe don't know. I've just opened up the menu. So you're talking aspect ratios.
Yeah, aspect ratios. So like,
what's the thought process between changing your aspect ratio?
If you're a more like passive sort of player, I guess like a 16-9 or 16-10 aspect ratio can like favor you because you're holding angles, you can take more in, and it like favors you longer distance with an ACOG. Whereas if you're playing 4-3, you maybe it's a lot more stretched, so that will like favor you in like closer engagements. No, not closer engagements, further engagements. Sorry, I was talking the other way around.
Right, yeah. So basically what you're saying is going kind of that 4-3 direction, that squish direction, in theory it helps out with like if you're using like a hollow sight for long range fights. Yeah. Alright. This is something to think about. I'm sure there's a lot of videos out there people can watch it.
Yeah, there's like mainly it's just like your comfortability of like what you like, but if you really like want to get in depth about it, like playing 4-3 allows you to play like hollow, and then therefore you can play shorter distance and longer distance.
Yeah.
But then some people just like playing 16-9 and they like the ACOGs.
I'm a 3-2 man myself.
There you go.
Alright, sorry to interrupt. Let's go over attachments here. So yeah, maybe ACOG, maybe hollow, up to you. Flash hider.
I'm definitely more typically a flash sort of guy. I can't really think of anything I run comp or muzzle. I think muzzle and buck on his gun, but yeah, most of the time I'm just like typically more on a flash on the LA, and then yeah, obviously the vertical grip and no laser sight. You don't want to reveal your position to the defenders.
Cool. And then no options for pistol. What do you run on that? Just like suppressed?
Pistol. I think it has a muzzle. Yeah, it has a muzzle. Yeah, muzzle on the pistol might as well. And again, no laser sight. Yeah, pretty straightforward with that one.
All right.
And then obviously breaching charges if you're depending on what you're doing. If you're more of a solo player, I guess Claymore can help you out if you want to like repel windows and have a window covered by a Claymore, which is nice to have. Or if you're inside the building and appreciate having breaching charges, you can definitely do that as well.
Yeah, cool. Maybe breaching charges are good for Consulate if you want to go and open that piano floor, but maybe the Claymores are good if you want to prevent them from running outside on the windows.
100%.
All right, cool. I mean, I think Thatcher's loadout's pretty straightforward. Maybe if anyone's interested in trying the AR-33 versus the L-85, just do some training grounds with both of them and give it a shot. I've always played L-85, but I'm interested in trying the AR-33 again. I think the main hesitation for me is just that reduced mag capacity of only the 26.
Yeah, that's 26. Yeah.
All right, you want to jump back in game and you can show us some stuff on Thatcher. Do you want to show us on Consulate?
What was that?
Sorry? Do you have it set up, Raven?
I'm getting it set up now.
Alright, sick.
I was just looking at my Thatcher loadout.
So, Dig, what do you feel? Like you want to go on the Consulate again? Maybe it's good just if you feel like you got lots to talk about for Thatcher, let's go. If we go Consulate again, and that way we kind of familiar territory.
Yeah. So Thatcher. Yeah, we can go Consulate, but like in general, I'll speak about Thatcher in the sense that obviously he has 3 MPs. His gadget destroys any sort of like electronic device within a 5 meter radius. So its diameter is 10 meters, but it's like of where it is, it's like lengths out 5 meters, which is important to know if you're a defender. So if you're like placing ADSs by a breach, it's nice to put your ADSs 6 meters away from the wall.
That's cool. So I've actually never done that. I've never thought of that, like using the ping for that one. Feel free to start the game, Raven, and can you show us?
Sorry, are we doing Consulate or a different map?
Let's do Consulate, yeah.
Consulate? Yeah.
For sure, dude. That's a good strat to counter Thatcher. So what, you ping the wall, like let's say it's garage wall, and you make sure your ADS is more than 6 meters away so it doesn't get destroyed by the Thatcher EMP.
Yeah. It probably won't be used on garage wall, but like on a wall where it might be used as like villa, on like a statue wall.
Okay.
Where they can the teammates can like nade over. So if you want to put your ADS 6 meters away from the wall, won't get Thatchered. But most of the time, again, people will flash over, maybe, but in comp play at least. But if you're definitely in ranked,
Thatcher, dude.
keep that in mind.
Thatcher, dude. No.
I literally do that in scrims. I literally do this. I just talk.
All right. Let's do some Thatcher tips with Sledge.
Yeah. Do you have nades? Yeah. Just
I
nades.
do. Imaginary Thatcher.
Yeah.
Or we can play a game which is called Who Can Kill Raven First at the round ends. And then we can actually.
Where did you spawn? That's the real question.
I spawn admin. I always spawn admin. Get back out here, mate.
What did you go back?
Ah! Damn it! Nice shot, dude.
Last operator standing.
I'm like beneath console windows. Yeah, like just like standing outside the like right beneath them.
I trusted you. No.
I'm such a nerd.
Nice charm there, Dgtl. It's your team charm.
It is Elevate's team charm, yeah.
Love it.
Lucky. Shout out to Shane for that.
Yeah.
Managed to hook us up, yeah. Thatcher.
Go for it, mate. Grab him.
I need to pick him first before I talk.
There you go. You can do it. Well done.
Okay. Yeah. Always saying, yeah, the statue wall. If you're definitely playing ranked, your teammates maybe forgetting to use their flashbangs.
Locate a bomb.
Putting those ADSs 6 meters away from the wall saves them from getting Thatcher.
10 seconds.
All right, so Thatcher tips. Let's go through what are the most important things to know about how to use Thatcher and when to use Thatcher.
It's good to know that like its EMP, its radius will go through walls, so it doesn't, regardless of what type of wall it is or whatever wall it is, it will go through. So always, like, if you can, like, don't throw your EMPs through like windows because they can get ADS. So during its like arch or like its launch of like being deployed, it can still be like caught by an ADS. So even though Thatcher's like a Jaeger's counter to his ADSs is Thatcher's, the ADSs can counter Thatcher. So you need to make sure that it's like in a safe position, and then it can get ADSs from like a distance or behind a wall. Something like that. A good place to like demonstrate that actually is like on Yellow Stairs, a place where like ADS is a place like commonly, or a mute jammer on the top of Yellow. Like you have ADSs on the walls, and if we repel Dev.
Yeah. Do you want to, Raven, are you Jaeger again?
I am Jaeger, yes.
So come up to Yellow, maybe you should place some ADSs down and we can show you. You've at least one in your pocket though, so we can use it later.
I'll put a drone down.
Do you want to place them anywhere in particular, or?
Yeah, just place them like where my drone is, like on this wall.
Yep.
Oops, that was wrong drone. So I'm going to throw a nade in and then that'll get chewed up.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. So typically if someone's playing right there, we want to nade them out, like with the sledge or whatever we got.
Yeah.
So you can't do that with the ADS there, so how are you using the EMP to get rid of that?
If you look at my third drone,
yeah, I'm on it right now.
If you Thatcher the roof there, should get the ADS, hopefully.
Yeah, perfect. So you literally just threw that right here into this little air conditioning unit.
Yeah. Again, like if it's on the pillar, it's like do it on this side, but if it's like the private side where I'm putting my pings, yeah, Thatchering above, and this is like this. Make sure it doesn't, like the Thatcher doesn't get EMP'd. The Thatcher doesn't like get ADS.
Yeah, it doesn't get caught by the ADS.
Caught by the ADS, yeah.
Cool. So
it's a little
very nice.
thing to do.
I think a lot of people maybe think Thatcher is only useful for getting mute jammers and batteries off walls, but that's a great example of where Thatcher can just destroy so much of the defender's utility.
Yeah.
Right there, and enable like your sledge or whoever it has nades to get rid of the player over there.
Another way you can use Thatcher is like if we go to tellers, like that split bomb site we were talking about before. Before you go to a plant, you can like Thatcher and then plant anywhere where they haven't had the holes, and this like disables the pulse scanner.
Oh yeah.
And then on his scanner, it'll just have it won't have anything, and which like a lot of teams depend on. Like that's his role. His role is to find out where they're planting. So if you disrupt that for even like 10 seconds, quickly plant somewhere, you've got like 10 seconds of free time, which like disrupts their info, which is good.
Yeah,
it's like another way. Like not commonly just used for like ADSs or bandits. It can even deny like a pulse scanner.
And then the most normal use of Thatcher is kind of what we're talking about, the basement. For just getting rid of the main utility off that wall. We talked about how you can kind of play from Yoda, from yellow stairs, and shoot any batteries off the wall. It's just so fast to just Thatcher that straight away.
Definitely helps if they've just put bandits on the wall. I'm on the other side and I've got no MPs left. Yeah, if there's bandits on the wall, again, just EMPs will get rid of them all.
And same with the Kaid device, the Kaid charges, if they put them like around here, whatever.
And I think like EMPs will also like get rid of Evil Eyes. It'll like temporarily open them up, so you can.
And that's a really common to put them underneath the cars. So you put an EMP and then
one here and then one black car, I think, which is what we do. Yeah.
So when would you pick a Thatcher? Like, when are you going into prep phase thinking, oh yeah, I need to be Thatcher here? Is it like every round, or is it like an off pick?
He has to not be banned for first.
Yeah, I was gonna say when he's not banned, right?
Because he's always banned. Because it's like an influential ban. So like, if you ban Thatcher, you do have to like change your op lineup and.
Yeah.
For example, like for this, like you can't just go outside now. You have to go above. Yeah. Typically, you always go above, but I mean, you can't open that breach straight away anymore. So
maybe delay some extra time.
Yeah. So when you pick Thatcher, you'll pick Thatcher a lot. Like if a map has exterior breaches, or walls, sorry, exterior walls. So like a map like Clubhouse or a map like Consulate here for garage. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Even like Consulate, not just good because
bomb has been located.
We didn't go over this, but like a lot of like mute jammers. I'm sure like maybe you talked about it with Warden, but like mute jammers also have a vertical like you can also jam vertically. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So like that leads to a lobby upstairs or antechamber.
Yeah.
So a mute jammer here prevents anyone from droning public and piano, so that can really stall them out.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a Thatcher, you're upstairs, you just throw it onto the floor, gets rid of that mute jammer.
Yeah, which like as well, like that's a very common like traffic way, like pathway for a drone. So having Thatcher to get rid of that mid-jam is good.
Are there any specific interactions you guys want to test? Like for example, Thatcher, how it can counter like the Kaid trick, or any other specific operators, maybe Maestro? Because we can just keep resetting the rounds with different operators if you want. Like I could ping Hibana and Raven could bring Kaid. You want to try that?
Yeah.
It's a good maneuver.
We can I can talk about like K tricking and like the difference of like Hibana and Thermite.
Yeah,
because
sure.
when you're, we'll talk about it when we get in.
Yeah, sure.
So I can actually
So
demonstrate.
who do you want us to pick?
You can go Thermite.
All right.
And if you can reinforce the public hatch, it'd be awesome.
Public hatch? Yeah.
Yeah, public hatch. Just rego it.
What's wrong, man? I need to put a skin on my gun.
I've got no skin on my gun either. I think I have. Do I have black? I don't have black glass. Damn it.
F in chat.
Black glass.
I have black ass, mate. Sorry, mate.
You have black glass on Thermite? I want that so
bad. Thatcher.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
5 seconds to go.
I got so many good skins for the L85.
Actually, having said that, I do have black lights on the SMG11 and like.
Oh!
Shotgun.
I'm an SMG11 main and I don't have that.
Although having said that, like it's nice to have it on, but it's like definitely like much nicer to have them on like longer guns, as you can see like it's made more. Let's just go through yellow.
Yeah, let's go inside. Yeah.
We're gonna get to public hatch. So like, another way that like that's just really useful is like he like denies Kaid really well. If you put, so what you'll do, like with Kaid, he has the ability to like remove his Kaid and then place it, but when he places it, there's like a short period of time for it to actually electrify its wall or hatch. So what like in comp at least, or potentially in ranked, what people can do, it doesn't have to directly apply to this hatch, but it can be applied to other hatches, is where the Kaid will have the Kaid already on it, have it already placed, and for you to Thermite successfully, I need to throw one Thatcher down for it to remove the Kaid.
Yeah.
For it to be like destroyed.
Yeah.
But what Raven can do is he can pull it off and then place it again.
So from Raven's perspective, is he waiting for a sound cue? Like maybe if you want to go upstairs and throw the Thatcher EMP down, then we can see what it looks like from down here. So is he looking for a sound cue or a visual cue?
There is a visual cue. There's like a blue light that sometimes you can see through. But EMPs make really loud noises, so you can definitely go off a sound cue as well.
All right,
I'll throw it right there. Can you see it?
Yeah. And so Raven just saved an electrical, so that was basically wasted EMP. Just
yeah.
Do you want me to put a thermite charge on the hatch or anything?
Yeah, you can come up, and so now with that in mind, that Raven can pull it off and place it down. Yeah, like another thing to like really like notice, like Thatcher only has 3 EMPs, so it's like.
Did I just shoot you?
No?
Did you shoot me? No, I got Kaden.
Get rid of the Kaden. There we go. So yeah, what are you saying?
So, actually, like pick it up.
All right.
So like, I think to have it placed down, Raven.
All right.
So Raven, have it charged, and then what I'll do is I'll thermite it. I'll Thatcher.
You want me to
Raven
thermite
can
straight away?
Yeah, after it's like, as soon as you get the chance to, you could even like start doing it before it's like it goes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is why it's really important for the lovely marriage of Thermite and Thatcher to be super in sync. You know, we're going to call out, you say, I'll Thermite it now, and you say, I'll Thatcher it now, whatever.
If you don't, and you're like a player, you should definitely have, I think it's like gadget deployment on advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
which is in settings.
Do that. I think that's default now, but if you go to controls, gadget deployment advanced, and that lets you counter your thermite charge halfway through by stopping holding left click.
100%. So what I'll do is I'll Thatcher, and then regardless of what, with a thermite charge exclusively, not a Havana, when I Thatcher, regardless of Raven pulling it off or letting it get destroyed, the thermite will like pop off successfully, and it will open the hatch. So I'll throw it. You can go early now, and you blow it. And regardless of what Raven does, because the thermite's too quick, it'll open the hatch.
So you put another. Did you put another claw down there?
No, I only put one.
Yes, but he's got another claw there, but it didn't activate in time to destroy the
in time. Yeah. So it's important to know that if you've done it properly, like thermite charges only need one Thatcher.
Okay.
To open a hatch, but Habanas need 2.
Alright.
So when, we can demonstrate it again. Just go do the same thing, Raven. Kaden, ready the hatch. If you were Habana and you, I would need to Thatcher first once to get rid of the Cade, and then I would need to Thatcher again to leave you enough time for the X-Cars to go off, and for you for it to open the hatch successfully. So that's important to know, because as Thatcher, the defenders can drain your util, and then if they're counting your Thatchers and they know you don't have any left,
we need to locate a bomb.
they can play out the round differently and then place their Cade down and not have to worry about it because they know they can't get it with a Thatcher anymore.
And this isn't just for hatches, this is also for walls as well, like the garage wall.
Yeah, so it applies to walls as well, more commonly hatches, because this engagement that we're talking about normally is we're safe and the defenders are safe, and that's because if it happened at a garage wall,
you wouldn't have to you don't have to be on drone anymore. It's action phase now.
Yeah. I always do this.
Do you want me to open garage? I have a breaching charge.
Open
it or?
Yeah. Wait. Do you have breaching charge? Yeah. Open it.
Yeah. So you're so used to being on drones because of playing.
Well, not just talking. I'm just focusing on that, and I just forget about whatever else I'm doing.
Love it. All right, awesome.
Okay. Place it down, Raven, and you can again try and get the Habanas to be electrified. Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll throw a Thatcher.
And you're gonna trick this successfully, yeah? We'll demonstrate a successful.
Yeah. So you don't with this one don't try and place it down earlier. Just do it as soon as you can.
Okay. So as soon as the EMP goes off, I'm putting my Habanas on the hatch and then detonating them straight away.
As soon as you can, yeah.
Right.
And then I'll note my Thatchers.
All right.
So I'll place one down. I'll wait for it to go. Throw places down, and I'll go again. And there's a bit more room there, but as soon as you give it a couple of seconds, noting that like deploying the EMP, it does need like a couple of seconds to go off. So don't place it too late because then it'll just catch the other.
Do you have another cave electrical, Raven?
I don't, because they both just got EMP.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to show Win a successful trick, but now that's ruined.
Oh, like the Kaid actually catching it? Or?
Yeah. Do you want to go one more time? Let's do it again. But you
well,
win
hang on, touching me.
Yeah, you win the round this time so that we have more rounds.
What I want to say real quick though is something that I set up that people might want to do is because I know what I'm doing with this trick, I just busted a couple of holes in piano and then a hole in the public wall.
Alright.
And that's to aid sound propagation. So I can hear the EMP hit the ground so much clearer.
Oh, okay, that's smart. So it's a hole right from here and a hole in the wall as well.
Yeah.
All the way to public.
And it just allows that sound to travel through a lot easier.
And you're doing that with the TCSG slug shotgun, so it's really easy to make those
Yeah,
holes.
but I mean, like, you could do that with like almost any gun if you just shoot like a couple of bullets through. It's gonna it just needs to be a small hole, it doesn't have to be big.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to try again with the proper trick this time?
Sure.
So this, do you want
Raven's
it to
gonna
show?
be, he doesn't get a word in edgeways, he just gets killed every 5 minutes.
Do you want it to show like the Habanas like being destroyed?
Yeah. Why don't we show it on the garage wall itself so we can all sit on the same side and like see it kind of all interact at the same time.
Okay.
Too easy. Oh, you'll bring breach totals, right?
Yeah, I'll bring breaches. So is there anything else you wanted to show with like with Thatcher interactions with other gadgets? Because I know we're spending a long time on like Kaid, but I think it's good to show like how Thatcher interacts with Thermite and Hibana, which are really like Thatcher is their best friend, you know?
Yeah, like Thatcher always works best with a good like composition of operators. So like yeah, by far, like it's without a doubt, like when you play Thatcher, you almost always want to like work in conjunction with other operators. Always good for like a duo queue. Thatcher Thermite, Thatcher Havana. Okay, so do you want to breach or do you want to shotgun that so we can like walk through?
Oh, no.
Use that utility.
You can do it from the other side if you want. Don't have to do it from this side. Yeah, let's do it from inside.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so if you just, like, have your Kaid already put down, Raven, we can see quite literally what happens. So I'll, like, throw my Thatcher, and then Dev will go as soon as it goes. And then if I... Or should I have not done that? But yeah. That's success. I'm so used to doing it successfully. Like,
do you have one more Kaid, or did you lose? You lost both of them.
No,
you lost both.
I lost both.
Damn!
You can see what happens. You can see what happened there.
Yeah.
If I did throw that Thatcher,
then that electrical would have destroyed my pellet. So sometimes I wouldn't be surprised if there are people out there who are playing Hibana. Can this car just shush? I wouldn't be surprised. There you go. If there are people who are like, you know, they put their Hibanas on the wall, they detonate them, and then right when they're about to like explode, they just get kind of zapped, and you're like, what happened there? And it might be that they've been destroyed by an electrical or an abandoned battery.
I want to say too, watching that from your perspective, you probably wouldn't be able to tell, but Dgtl was like half a second, almost too late with that EMP.
Yeah. So you're going
like there's a really small window. You can mess it up.
Okay.
it's like important to know, like, it takes, if I throw my Thatcher, like it being there hasn't detonated yet. And now it detonates.
It's like 2 seconds or something?
Yeah, like a second and a half, 2 seconds, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, definitely don't like wait too long, because as soon as you throw it isn't as soon as it detonates.
And can you just like throw 2 straight away? Will that do the trick?
I've got none left.
Oh, it's alright. Any other interactions you wanted to show with Thatcher?
Off the top of my head, not really. Like,
Thatcher will destroy nitro cells as well, even if it's fine you don't have any left. But that's another thing to know. I've seen that used sometimes.
It destroys. It'll stop blitz from flashing. It'll stop clash from zapping.
Wait, that's not stop blitz, does it?
Yeah, it does. It'll like.
Yeah,
oh wait, no.
What?
Wait,
that's
does
mute,
it?
isn't it? That's mute. That's mute, right? Thatcher doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I swear.
I was tripping
I'm
for
just
a
tripping.
sec.
I was gonna throw. I don't know what I was saying. Like, clash it definitely does.
Yeah, and that's a really good way to counter clash. I know a lot of people ban him, ban her in range, so it's a nice way to get rid of that. Yeah, cool. So mainly you're picking Thatcher to counter like the wall denial operators like Bandit, Kaid, Mute. Also like drone denial operators like Mute and Mozzie, and also for your AESs and even Wamai and his discs.
Yeah, Wamai's really good because Wamai like helps power positions like people can stay like top yellow for longer. I know like in comp play like people stack Wamai's in yellow, and a good way to like sort of remove your team from like having to constantly flash after they place a Wamai is like, you know, deploy a Thatcher and then nade straight after. Because again, like with Cades, Wamai's have that sort of duration where they need to be.
It takes a moment for them to activate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anything else you wanted to show us with Thatcher, or if you want, we can go and play some games.
I think off the top of my head, we can definitely jam out some casual.
All right. Hell yeah. I'm just gonna back out. I want to kill Raven first. Where is Raven? I'm probably gonna die to him now.
Oh, what if I kill you? What if I kill you?
I have no chance. I don't know where you're moving. Traitor.
No!
That's gonna get blown up! I thought you got me. How much Devmarta did you?
I don't lose those!
Top 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
That did almost kill me. That I was on like 20 HP.
Should we do Grand Larceny or should we do?
It's up to you, mate. What do you prefer?
Me. I don't mind.
I was gonna vote Grand Larceny because it ends soon, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Check the date.
Actually, that's not a bad point. You can always jam casual, but you always jam Grand Larceny.
All right, and I know we got a couple people in chat who are keen for Q&A. Don't know why I brought the face cams there, but yeah, Q&A we can do as well. So anyone got questions in chat, feel free to dump them in there, and we'll answer those while we're playing some Grand Larceny. I'm just gonna invite you guys.
Okay.
I can host. It's all good. Oh, did you just join me, Raven? Like,
nope.
The invite went away. The invite option. Oh, it's there again. Flatline said.
I was like, you didn't even invite me, dude. What do you mean?
Flatline, I don't know about how I'm such a legend. Guess it just comes naturally. I don't know. Team Dev versus.
I want to say to chat. Let's just be careful of Devmarta's ego with these questions, alright, please?
Alright. Hashtag Team Dev versus hashtag Team Raven show match. One day we will arrange that. If you guys are keen, I'm gonna jump us back on the face cams while we're in queue as well. So Raven, make sure you sort yourself out with the.
Yeah, my shirt's back on now. It's all good.
Yeah, cheers, dude. Actually, it still says no source selected. Have you got to like fix that or something?
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Oh, wow. Yeah, my camera app crashed. That's always good.
Nice, dude. That's sick as. Can you ask this if he still works at the kebab shop?
Who said that? Not me.
Gnostics.
When I was during year 12, I was having, I had a job at a like a pizza store, kebab shop, and that's what I did for. That was like a source of income for me. Yeah.
Oh, dude. I respect
You used to work there.
Love me a good kebab, eh? Oh.
Unfortunately, like working there has sort of put me off them. I don't really like.
Oh, really?
I just don't like the smell.
Classic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I really like them.
Do Thatcher's EMPs deactivate Wamai charges, or does it destroy them?
I don't know.
It's deactivate. It's not. They don't. It's like a Valkyrie camera. It kind of disables it. I don't know for how many seconds, but you'll see it kind of goes like that greenish blue static.
Regardless, when you do it, like you want to make sure that when you like Thatcher, you're then deploying utility straight after it, because with Wamai, the beauty of it is that she can chuck it from wherever she wants to. So like, even though you Thatcher and it like will deactivate the Wamai's, Wamai can still like throw a one of her discs down. So yeah, you want to like detonate it right after. So yeah, it's good to know, but yeah, you don't want to be like Thatchering and then walking off and then go droning and then have the buck come and not the buck anymore. Have the sledge come and nade.
Yeah.
Poor Buck and his nades.
Yeah, rest in peace. There's another good question here, which I think is probably a common question for a lot of people, is how did you juggle school and playing professionally? On top of that, people might not realize you still kind of do that, right? You are actually doing uni while you're playing professionally.
Yeah. Like having a balance is like not only with school, but having like a social life. It's incredibly important because you don't want to like drown yourself in Siege. So yeah, like balancing school and Siege was just time management. Probably I wasn't the best at it, but I definitely completed year 12 somehow. Yeah, just like what I used to always do is just like when you have scrims, you have to. There's in organizing scrims, that in itself is sort of time management. So yeah, just like realizing that okay, from 7 to 10, I've got scrims here. Well, that means I've only got as soon as I get home from school, I've got that till scrims to do homework or chores, job, whatever. And yeah, just being like really disciplined. I think that's just like the main thing. And in the struggles of balancing school and Siege, it's just like knowing when you can do stuff and just doing it then, and not like procrastinating.
So what are the elite strats for this mode? Because I have been getting dumpstered every time I play it, to be honest. I'm so bad.
You can be like really sweaty and just like drop them all below and like play from above.
I've seen people do that.
Or you can do Valkyrie hopping cams. People would like forget you can deploy your utility, but not a fan of getting spotted.
Yeah.
When I'm playing this game, right?
I'm bringing a Thatcher. I don't know how viable he is in this mode. Not as much utility you have to clear out.
I'm just gonna run in.
Good, mate. I'm behind you.
I've got no sound though.
Nice one, dude.
Oh my god, I just ran into a Guzman line.
Oh
my god, there's so many stuns.
It's on above.
Oh, they're both on me. Both on me.
I'm gonna get cheeky safe.
That was whiffed twice.
Did you hear the news? We cracked the safe.
That guy wants to get to them.
Almost like on the stairs. No, if that Kramer gets no way that gets a kill.
You underestimate my power.
Just like placing those on the holes actually wouldn't be bad because people would just like drop into them.
Surely we're not gonna win this just by objective. There's 2 guys alive. What are they doing?
Sweaty.
What are they doing? Oh, I'm not sure if I should be proud of that or not.
Sweaty plays. Got the win. Can't be mad.
I got some kind of issue. It's not like coming up on the stream for some reason. Let me just double check.
What's it like? I think Amaru wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I enjoy Amaru on this because you just get to go to the top. It's like you said, a good strat as defense is to play from above. So with Amaru, like if you just get straight to the top, I mean sometimes you're in a gunfight, but other than that, you get like control and you can just go top.
Yeah, that's what my favorite thing on defense to do is just get rid of all the floor underneath the windows, so when Amaru comes in, she just falls down to her death.
Her shotgun, like the supernova is good as well. Don't mind the supernova.
Yeah.
Question here for you, Dgtl. What's the funniest call-out name that you guys use in your team that you can say on stream?
Is there a PG rated version of this?
Yeah. The funniest call-out. Well, we definitely have funny call-outs, but I just can't off the top of my head name them. There definitely is like a couple of.
That's there's no appropriate ones.
On rating, we have Nadia.
Nadia.
Because it's like
oh, that's a good one. I like that.
There's definitely funny ones. We're definitely creative. But yeah, I think Nadia off the top of my head is something that I can say is. Someone pinged this. No, I feel so bad. Someone pinged it. Someone jungle tracked him. That's so sweaty.
Oh, I keep getting concussed, man.
Oh, that's alright. I got the yellow. Oh, that's not yellow. That's bad.
Oh wait. Last one as well.
Oh my god, I'm just getting concussed constantly.
Yeah, dude.
I think.
Where's this last guy?
Oh, Kevin's got it. Don't you worry. It's Kevin 07. There's a shout out to all our Aussie viewers.
Kevin 07. Where's that?
It's Kevin Rudd was elected in 2007.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That was his like campaign thing.
I was thinking of like some movie. I thought it was a movie. No, yeah.
I'm not surprised that that's. I mean, it's become a bit of a meme. Yeah.
There's another nice broad question here. What are the best operators for beginners?
The best operators for beginners. Best operators. I guess like you don't want to really like. Make it too hard for yourself.
My mate, when he started playing, I told him to play Dgtl. And because it's like a way to get good information. You know, he had smokes. He'd been a player from CS, so kind of that was really familiar for him. But the problem was, I got him to get Dgtl, you know, save up, and then it just gets banned every game. So he was so frustrated. He's like, you know, Dev, why'd you tell me to get this operator when I can't play it?
Yeah, Dgtl and Mira are just too. They just get banned all the time.
Yeah.
I barely even see them anymore. I just like, even like Mira, you just don't really think about it because you never get to play it. I like Mira as well. It's just fun.
I actually started playing on mute. That was like one of my first operators. Oh god, I'm dead.
Someone's liable to stave in your skull.
What are you doing, Dgtl? Look at this elite strat.
This.
Oh no!
Shot from the back!
It's alright, Raven's tag team with you, don't worry.
Yes, Raven. Yes. Refrags. Refrags.
Diesel mentioned the Boris call out. You gotta call out Boris.
Oh, Boris, yeah. We're calling him Boris on Coastline. So, the opposite of Vase. So, Vase, you can tip on a. If you're standing in hooker,
One of your mates is left alive.
the left side's Boris, right side's Vase.
Nice.
That's a good call out. I forgot about that, Boris.
That's the last.
That is definitely an iconic call out. We've definitely got a couple. I just can't remember.
Someone said that Valkyrie is one of the best for beginners since it gets them thinking about maps and where the choke points are. I can see that. At the same time, Valkyrie is a really good one for experienced players. So you just got to be mindful that maybe some experienced players will ask to play it instead of a new player. But I mean, as long as you've got your mic and you're trying to talk to people, I think that is definitely doable there.
Definitely. Valk's good. Valk's just good in general.
That was quick. We're kind of gaming when it comes to Grand Last Week.
Getting carried by Kevin Rudd.
Oh, he's gone.
No, send him an invite. Keep him in.
Yeah. So yeah, feel free to type your questions in chat, guys.
I just forgot. We also have a call out called well, this isn't on Elevate. This is on AEST. But on the bottom floor of cafe, in like kitchen, there's like two stoves. And we call the closest one of stove, the closest one to bakery, we call that Gordon, and then the one in front of it, Ramsey.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's so good.
That's an AEST call out.
Oh, man, that's a great one. That's on cafe, huh? Well, that's a good one because, I mean, for me personally, all of those, like, all the different positions in kitchen on cafe, it's just kitchen to me. And, like, there are so many different spots which are so important, kind of like the Consulate garage site. There's so many important calls. So, yeah, you really need to have good call-outs. And, hey, if you can make them Gordon Ramsay, then why not?
The good thing about those ones as well is like it sticks in your mind. It's always good to like, if you're thinking of like names for call-outs, like if you think of like an event that happened or like something that you can sort of match memory to that location, you like remember it easier. I want to try the M10 on Ash, just running in on 3-speed.
Yeah, I've tried that. It's not terrible, not terrible.
You can definitely get sweaty with a Jackal, with a Ying. Oh, no.
I've played a bit of Ying. Was it last week when we were playing this? I had a good play on Ying.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Last week in general, we were getting spammed by like Ying and Zofia combo. That was pretty hard to deal with.
Oh, the Zofia. The Zofia is so hard to deal with on this. Not only can you not hear anything or see anything.
I don't know if I can be bothered versing it. Zophia's getting stunned and flashed.
Yeah, I mean, and also she's got that FO12, which is just nuts.
How is that? Is that in this game, man? Is that good?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I was having a bit of a mad Grand Larceny sesh with Molosca from Sinister during the week, and man, he has played like 100 hours of this game mode, I swear. He's telling me that his favorite is actually the GIGN shotgun. You can get it on like dock and stuff.
Yeah, that like the dock and rook is just like them being like more beefy operators definitely are. They would be good. They'd like just sustain all the shots. Hit them up. Ooh.
Oh, damn. I just watched that happen.
Reggie
died.
In the hallway. He was just in the hallway.
Oh, I got shot from the side.
Oh my god, me and Ella are in the
yeah, it's two upstairs.
Oh, that was the guy that killed me.
Oh my god,
Where'd
she
you go?
fell. She fell!
I think she has to be down though. She has to be down. Was she down?
That's the top. One lighter left.
At least she's
Uh-oh. Oh, I thought you were going to drop all the way down.
No, I'm good, mate, I'm good. Did someone finish that alibi that I injured? She like disappeared.
I think so. I think you got an assist, so
Oh, did I?
I think so.
Must have been that Vassiadon guy.
Uh-oh.
Makes sense.
Uh-oh. Where is he?
I don't want to harm my cans.
I'm not going for this for the objective. Oh, there you go.
The blight won't be getting in our way again.
We have a stack of questions, but I really want to answer one real quick. So I want to ask, why is that one box in Clubhouse called Schmed? Because me and my friends use it, and I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a classic.
That's even like
That
stands
predates
like,
you, doesn't it, Didge?
Yeah, it does. But I still like. I don't. When I came to PC, I'm pretty sure Schmed had stopped playing.
Yeah. So Schmed was a player for Atletico in the Pro League. They were like one of the best teams, top 2 team at the time, and that team eventually became wildcard. You know, not many players still like from that time are still on it. Silex is one of them. And yeah, Schmedbox on Clubhouse, he used to just sit and play that position a lot. So I guess we called it Schmed.
Yeah. From what I recall, apparently like he put the mirror down and just like played there as mirror.
Yeah, that sounds
If you have
right.
questions, keep them to yourself.
Just play there and just called Schmedbox.
I just love that like a call out like that is stuck, and there are people out there that use it and they don't know.
Don't know who Schmed is.
That's great.
That's so good.
It's definitely it's like it's an AZ. Definitely predominant call out. Where am I going? This guy's gonna be up here again.
Oh my god, I keep
Oh
getting
my-
Bruce modded, bro.
Oh, no,
Daddy Shark is
Oh, the Finker
literally
saved me, mate. The Finker saved me.
tearing me up.
Welcome.
No! Oh, I whiffed.
Dude, Valkyrie shotgun's actually good. The
Yeah,
Spaz is actually
so
good.
Oh,
Finker OP, bro.
I think it goes off, dude.
That shot, yeah, I think that shotgun in general just is like one with the. Wait, can you hack them all? Yeah, you can. They're all on the bottom floor. This guy's smoking himself and then doing it.
Oh, that's a good strat. That's a good strat.
That's right.
Nice, dude.
That's
Top
Right,
the
off.
top.
fragging up.
One lighter left.
He has to be about. I don't.
Yeah.
Surely this is a Kobe.
Frag on its way out.
I don't know where he is, eh?
Hey, you could just Finker boost it. That would res the dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh. It's so comical when you see them just.
Eliminated the blighter.
Alright,
So.
let's go to some questions.
I think it was nice, by the way.
Oh, really?
Oh well.
Yeah, dude.
Felt like
5
it
kills. 5 kills. Raven's been practicing.
I don't really have chat open, is it?
I'll go through some. So here we go. Kermit the Amphibian says, for digital, do pro players practice movement just like they do practice aim, or is that something that comes naturally at a high level?
Oh, 100%. Like movement. Obviously, like no one's like mastered. Like say like I play like a Merc from TSM. He's like really good at movement, not just aim, but like his movement's really good. But I remember when I came from PS4 to PC, my movement was shocking, and I just thought, oh, I'm never gonna get good at this. But yeah, dude, naturally, just over time, it just like before you know it, you'll just be moving a lot more smoothly, and yeah, you'll just get better at it. Just like you just need to play heaps. Yeah, just T-Han, play when you can, and yeah, eventually you'll just like get
What's
good at it.
ours is ours. Make sure
It's
it
like a
stays
practice
there.
sort of thing.
We got so many questions here. I'm gonna start feeling bad if we're not getting that again more. So next invitational champion predictions. 1-word predictions, boys. Let's go.
Wait, chanting predictions?
Champion predictions for next
Champion.
SI.
Oh, champion predictions. Yeah, I'm just gonna say SSG back to back.
Did you say
That's
TSM?
Such an easy.
SSG.
Oh, SSG? No, I'm gonna go G2.
Dude, it's gonna be right.
Virtue, my boy Virtue is gonna take it home.
Yeah.
Sorry, I stole that.
Dub.
You did steal that. Who would I go? Jeez. Invitational. It's so far away.
It is.
The issue. Look, I'm just gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say Easy Dream.
Oh, all right. Bit of European Challenger League goodness.
The next Empire story.
All right.
I have the possibility of doing something like that coming out of nowhere.
Just about killed them all. One
This shotgun has so much range to it.
I just like the SAS shotgun.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite
Really?
Thatcher defender that you play mostly? As bag.
Asbag. I like playing Valk. Valk's nice.
I love it as well.
And always, as a general thing, I've always just said I like Buck. Just like any soft destruction. I just like opening angles and like charging from a different way.
Yeah. And the second half of that question is, it being skilled with many operators, is that a good or bad idea? I'm a guy who I say I don't have a main. I mean, I love, my Smoke, my Mute, my Hibana, Valkyrie, but at the same time, I'm happy to jump on the Kaid, the IQ, the Thermite, whatever we need, because, and that's okay. Like, it can be hard bouncing.
Yeah, being diverse is good.
Yeah, it can be hard bouncing between different, recoilers, but I think it's really important to be able to play in a really well-rounded way, and you actually become better at, say, working with a Thermite if you're playing Thatcher or whatever, if you've played a lot of Thermite and you can understand
100%.
their thought process.
Having just played all the other ops, gives you a better understanding of how they work and what needs to be done, and you can match that understanding for sure. Being diverse is never a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. We got any tips for playing consistent from S13?
Any tips for playing consistent? Playing consistent. I mean, it's a thing that I would ask.
Yeah.
Consistency is like a thing.
Everyone's seeking that.
Everyone seeks consistency. But I guess like a really just common answer you can give that answers it is just playing, not really stepping out and being too cute, or our team says when we call something cute, it means could you how we define this, right? I'm pretty sure because you'll know.
Calling it doing something fancy, making it complicated.
Fancy. Yeah, complicated. So not making sure that things aren't too fancy and just you're just achieving something in the manner it's meant to be and not getting fancy with it. That can always help out with consistency.
I'm definitely that's definitely one of my problems. I'm out here trying to all right, I'm going to do the Maverick trick, and then we're going to open with this, and we'll go use this utility, execute. And sometimes you're playing and it's just slow it down, just find a pick, work with your teammates, coordinate your timing, doesn't have to get fancy.
One thing I would say is to have consistency, you have to start from a base level every time you play the game. Having a proper, legit warm-up routine is really helpful, because what happens is maybe you have a bad day, you've had a really good day, and that means that when you start playing or when you're playing the game, you're starting from different emotional levels, so that can create inconsistencies. So if you always warm up for a certain amount of time, as soon as you play, and you do that every single time, at least when you actually get into playing ranks or a competitive game or whatever it is, you're starting from a base level, I find that helps a lot with consistency.
Yeah.
Sometimes
matching the way you play.
Yeah. I find sometimes I just get caught in a bit of a rut, and I'm just all right, set yourself small goals that you can deal with. For example, I was playing some ranks last night, I think it was, and we came up against the full. You were in that squad, Dig? Yeah, it was you and all the wildcard boys. Holy crap, we were getting demolished, and it was one of those games where I can't even find a kill. And we got to the point where it's when you're in a position like that, it just spirals, and you just think, oh, I'm useless, may as well just wait for the game to be over. But I mean, you did destroy us, right? You can tell it by that laugh. But like at the same time, you know, I try to think to myself, all right, just like certain little goals, right? Can I get control of this room? Can I, you know, aim down sights and just start moving up? Maybe one of them is going to get greedy and pick me, and I'm pretty sure I mean, I didn't donut in that game, right? I got at least 1 or 2 kills because we just kind of took it slow. And yeah, we got 4 road or whatever, but sometimes just taking that extra second and, you know, breaking things down into simpler means can really help.
Yeah, I definitely think versing you last night would have made some great stories today.
Well, what was it like from your perspective? You're just sitting there like, damn, didn't realize rank could be this easy.
No, it wasn't like that. We're just playing, I guess. Like, I don't know how to describe it. We just.
I mean, it's not like I was playing with some pretty strong people on my team. We had Silex, Emo Rin from Wildcard. We had Todd as well. So I think
that's what funny was about it as well, because we had like teammates versus teammates.
Exactly.
Because on our team, yeah, like Jono and Diesel and Ethan from Wildcard as well, and Pat, like versing those guys was funny. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Those were some good games.
Yeah, you guys are pretty ruthless, I'm not gonna lie. You took no prisoners.
Jono like spawn killing as well, being ruthless.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, that was nasty, mate. Nasty.
Jono is not afraid to pull that out of the bag.
I think it was Guz, it was the other guy we were playing with, and he got spawn picked a few times.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Jono doesn't mind it.
Sounds like a rough experience.
Yeah, it was like, it was one of those moments where I'm like, man, it's so late and I'm tired, and if we queue again, we're probably just gonna verse these guys and get stopped again.
Yeah, exactly. That's
but but like, I want to end on like a good game and like not feel bad about myself.
That's like that was the thought of you. So like, if we were gonna queue, we just knew we were gonna get you guys again.
That was why I think all of us stopped playing.
We've got Oda on our team. He's barricading me out.
Oh, there's like 3 of them outside. No way.
Kobe, can I get anyone?
Oh, there was one up here, but I couldn't. We're gonna do some fleet spam with Oda.
Yeah. You're just moving down the stairs. Where are they?
Got him. Safe in the car. Oh, hello.
Ooh, one's up here. That scared me. One was on the floor. I think that's the last one as well.
Oh.
Yeah, he's upstairs. He's lurking, just care. Where is he? He's hiding. Or cracking his head.
What? Which one did he go for? Oh, he was right there! He was right in front of me,
saw it as well. Oh, he was so confident.
Oh,
he was so confident.
Straight at him, mate.
He was so confident. He knew he had that.
I was actually sitting there thinking, now I can deny every one of these. I have one next to me, I can throw a C4 up to the one at the top, and I can see the one across the way.
Same mindset, yeah.
And yeah, no.
It's like, I've got these 2, you've got those 2.
Unfortunate.
That's right. We run it back. We run it back.
We will. Asbag says...
I love his game modes.
Yeah. Did you play much Golden Gun?
Oh, Golden Gun was really fun. That one
such
and
a sweat
wait,
fest.
was Golden Gun the
Oregon.
like the Wild West one?
No, that's Showdown.
Oh no. Sure. Yeah. So that Golden Gun was on with the Dgtl, right?
Yeah.
Nah, Golden Gun was really fun. The Wild West one was really good. Like, most of the Halloween one as well. I've always said like that one's really good.
Yeah.
Like you know, posted some great stories, a lot of funny moments. I'm just gonna sit at the top of the staircase and wait for someone.
I just want the Amaru to yeet in through one of these windows.
Where are they? I swear, like.
Not injure assist, nice.
I got knifed?
Oh my god. Oh, hello! Yeah,
he just came up behind me.
Yeah, I got
knifed. Nice.
One robber left alive.
Nice.
Which one did they just get?
Didn't see, yeah.
I just feel dirty. I'm playing on cams. This is not clean.
Where are they?
On mate, I think.
Garage, I think.
Yeah.
There's only
Oh, he's still behind the car.
Oh, no, C4.
It is not a C4.
Well, I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah, he's in the hallway.
Nice.
It's like to me saying that, I just feel like, oh my god, I'm calling out in Korean last.
Ah, dude, no, we're good.
Oh, Orc's probably pretty fun in this game mode. Sprinting around everywhere,
Orc's
making
good.
holes.
You can't jump up the holes, but you can still kind of get around super fast.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to jump up any of the holes. That's something as well. Like that's gonna be like a bit crazy when it comes to Pro League. Like you have to account for a lot more flanks because you can just jump up a hatch now.
Yeah, and we do have the new season got teased recently, so it's really exciting as well.
You guys got a taste for that? What was that like?
I mean, I can't talk about it.
Lip sealed? Lip sealed?
Yeah, but it was good fun. I got to play a couple hours of it the other day. It was really exciting.
Yeah, so you guys the tweets about it.
Yeah.
I want to ask questions, but I can't. You can't answer.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm not limited to confirm nor deny.
Speaking of a question, someone asked if you had any pre-match rituals for like Pro League or Six Masters.
Yeah, I just like listen to music. But more specifically, like in game, like mentally, I'll just like listen to music and talk to my teammates. But as for like warming up and stuff like that, I like to like use like Kovacs to like just like the frenzy, the tile frenzy one. If you have Kovacs, you might know what that is. Yeah, and then like so just like using Kovacs and then like then just like T-Hunt right before the game, and then just heading in. Throwing up a sesh. Really, pretty straightforward, nothing really in depth.
Oh no, behind! Sorry, I'm getting sweaty.
Oh!
Sharknado.
Oh, I didn't
Oh no,
Oh my
Raven!
gosh.
Actually.
Yeah, so doing aim training is something that I personally never do, but you know, I do sometimes warm up in training grounds, but
Yeah.
really working on your mechanics would be definitely something that helps consistency as a warm-up routine.
At least we're not laid out in a
It's
flower
like-
bed.
Like I always like see T-Hunt as like a warms up your movement, and then like Kovacs comes on my aim.
So
That's how I like view it.
AEST13 asked, how do you get your foot in the door for competitive games, specifically in the ANZ region?
Foot in the door. I think a good way is to sort of like just build connections and like have like build friendships. Obviously like being toxic is just like not the way to go. You don't want to do that because then you'll end friendships, you'll end connections.
But people remember as
like,
well.
Yeah, 100%. So you just want to like just like find a group of people. I mean R6ANZ is a great channel for that. It's got like the LFM channels, looking for team channels. You know, look for a team and sort of like scrim, and then once you start scrimming and building a name for yourselves and playing in these competitions, naturally you just get noticed. And eventually when you become like more of the, like eventually when you reach the top, I guess, or when you start like winning these competitions or making the finals, you just get noticed. You just become a known player within the community. It's a lot easier in ANZ because our pool's just small. Oh, Oda! Picking it up. You've got him. They kept running. Sharknado wanted those two. It's up to you guys.
They can't stand before the clinkers.
Keep us in the game.
I had to drop somewhere. Oh,
Nice.
oh.
No! Pushing it to OT,
Yeah,
my
bro.
friends.
Thank you for the carry. Thank you. Appreciate it. Carry's needed.
Yeah, you mentioned the R6ANZ Discord, so that's a good thing we can plug, I guess. It's a community Discord, so it's not run by Ubisoft at all, but it is a really fantastic community, really well moderated and run. Yeah, all of the pro players are in there as well. So it's a lot of casters and community managers and tournament organizers. So if you just literally just type into Google into your search bar, top of Chrome or whatever, discord.gg/r6, the number 6, ANZ, yeah, you should send you a link to that Discord server, and you can like register, which means you'll have access to different channels, and there's like looking for team channels you can use as well.
Also, it's, good place to start. That's where I started. It's where like everyone started.
Yeah.
I remember when that was like
Ready to
used.
gamble it all?
Probably still is.
Yeah. Sky has asked, what was the biggest difference for you moving between Extricity to Elevate?
Biggest difference. Oh, we touched on that earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, we did kind
like,
of mention that. Maybe
it's
he
like,
wasn't here for it.
what, like efficiency, just like, which is like the main thing. Like, Elevate do everything like more efficiently. They kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Like one roll can also do another roll, if that makes sense. Sky. So just yeah.
Can you give us examples of that?
We took the fort.
He's sitting in the
Down to
corner. An example of that is like what's that? Sorry.
I didn't say anything.
Oh. Sorry. Like an example of that's like
Nice.
Finally got that guy.
yeah, it's just like, okay, so like a buck player can also like at the start of, since he's like normally not with the push, he's like applying pressure from somewhere else. When he's finished bucking, he can be that same op that hops on flank cams and like just that sort of mentality.
There's more of us.
Hard to sort of give an example, but yeah,
The clinkers will be
like
there.
just having that mentality that this same op doing this role can quickly go and do this role as well.
Yeah, that's a really good thing. Even in ranked, you notice it. Like, you don't have to be the Thermite player to be droning. You don't have to be the Nomad player to be on flank watch.
Yeah, and it's like I know, for example, like I think Wildcard do it, or like when Fnatic do it, when they push bottom floor on Garage and Consulate, they do like a short clear, and the guy they get repelling on the windows is the Thermite player, because the Thermite player's placed out his utility. He can be that. He can just be that player that watches the flank, and he can get Zoph with stuns on a Garage wall. So just like having that sort of mentality that Thermite doesn't have to be the one planning. He can be, he can watch flanks as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so that mentality.
So it's 10 o'clock, so we can wrap this up. You guys are good for us to move over back to the face cams. Raven, get your shirt back on.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the time of the show where we usually just like do a bit of a reflection. We kind of done that already because a lot of the questions were relevant to stuff we kind of talked about before. So I mean, well, what's the number one thing everyone should know about you? What was your fun fact again?
I don't think I said one.
Do you have one?
A fun fact.
Fun fact about Rain Wright.
I don't know. I don't know. Fun fact about me is I'm the IGL for Elevate.
Wonderful.
I played football. Yeah, I don't know.
Love it. Awesome. What's your number one thing to remember for Consulate?
Number one thing to remember for Consulate. Like specific, like with Thatcher, or just like in general.
Just for Consulate. Like we'll go to Thatcher next.
Like vertical play. So knowing that a lot of that map is, you can like disrupt the floors and the walls. So yeah, using verticality and stuff like that. Yeah, it's good on that map.
So soft breaches and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What about Thatcher? What's your number one thing to remember about Thatcher?
That his radius can go through walls, so don't chuck it through windows, don't chuck it through doors, because I can get AEST in the detonate, like before the detonation phase. So yeah, chucking him behind walls where it's safe and it can EMP the things that are like through the walls. It's good to know. Yeah, you don't want your that just getting caught by ADSs because you only got 3 of them.
Yeah, awesome. You've got to be careful with those 3 very valuable Thatchers. And the other thing to remember, I guess, is that he's often banned, so you might not be able to play him.
It's for you to play him in the first place. Yeah.
And don't pick Zafira instead, like you were doing tonight. I don't know what happened there.
Just something that always happens when I just talk and I just forget to pick my ult.
Awesome. No, you've been fantastic tonight, mate, at talking and chatting. So let's just I'm just going to say that anyone who's watching can go back and look at previous episodes. So we talked to Warden last week about Theme Park and Mute. We talked in the first week with Vinny from Team Sinister about... You're all right there, mate.
Does that make a noise? Does that make a noise when I do that?
Not on that one. Not on that one.
I'm just like fumbling everything.
So yeah, on week 1, 2 weeks ago, we chatted to Vinny about our Clubhouse, which was super cool, and IQ. A lot of really cool tips with IQ, and that is his main when he plays for his pro team as well. So if you guys do want to go back and watch those, you can check those out on our YouTube channel, Rainbow6 ANZ. And it's also be on our Twitch channel as well, but YouTube is just a really good place to go. This coming week, we've got 6 Masters. Now, your team Elevate has been playing so far. You guys are really one of the best teams in the league, and you guys have had a pretty strong run so far. So what's your game next week? Give us a bit of an intro for that. What to expect?
We've got Ferox. Catch us there next week. We're just going to do what we do week in, week out. So treat our opponents with respect, play our game, and hopefully we can close out a 2-0, unlike last week. But yeah, we'll definitely... I don't want to dwindle last week. I want to focus on this week and get the 2-0 so we can really cement our position in the top 2.
Yeah, awesome, dude. It's been a pleasure to watch Elevate. I know, Raven, you've been super keyed into what Elevate's doing. You have a long history with the team. And watching them this Master this season, it's been pretty amazing to kind of see that development.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think in general, definitely with Elevate as well, but I just think in general, 6 Masters as a whole has been, I tweeted about it earlier this week, has been one of my favorite seasons of anything to watch because it has been close competitive matches between lots of teams, seeing lots of teams develop. I just have loved it.
Yeah, and the Snowball articles, so Snowball's a publication, they do tons of articles on 6 Masters. They've been so good to read because Ducky, Andrew, who writes those articles, he really gives you an idea of what to expect going into each match. So I would highly recommend going and checking that stuff out. They've been doing tons of coverage. Me and Raven and a bunch of others doing predictions for each game day. You can see who gets what right and wrong, and you can see kind of what the where people's thoughts are. You can actually vote on who you think is going to win each match themselves as well on our Twitter, Rainbow6 ANZ. We've also got Late Night Siege coming up next Friday, same time, same place. Another operator, another map, and another guest will be coming on. We'll let you know during the week on our socials who it is. Dig, for anyone who wants to keep up with your stuff, is there any content that you create, or any of your matches, or your Twitter? Where can people find you and stay up to date?
Hopefully, when my internet increases, gets better. I know we've got NBN coming soon. I'll be streaming, so. It's just Dgtl, but the L at the end is capital I, and then just Dgtl_6 on Twitter. But yeah, in the meantime, you can definitely catch my teammates streaming. Vast, Red, all our teammates, they love streaming. War Turtle, Cynics, yeah.
Awesome.
Boys just love the streams, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, after tonight, we're going to give you a Year 5 pass. I'll send you the code later. And also one of these 6 Masters t-shirts, which you can't really tell because the camera doesn't kind of look down enough. But yeah, 6 Masters t-shirt as well. So I'll just message you later and we can chat about that.
Sweet.
But yeah, anyone who's tuned in tonight, I know it's been a fantastic turnout. You guys have had really great questions in chat, so it's been really fantastic. Raven, anything you wanted to add before we close out?
Just with the questions, it's been fantastic. I apologize to anybody that we couldn't get to because we did have a lot, and of course we wanted to keep things moving along, but it was really good participation, so keep it up. And as always, we want to hear what you guys think of the show. So if you have any feedback, for sure, feel free to reach out.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you next Tuesday and Wednesday for 6 Masters, and of course, another episode of Late Night Siege coming next Friday. So until then, have a good night, and we'll see you there. Have a good weekend as well. See you guys.